Boom.
Boom. We're in. We're live.
Hello, everybody. No
Hello.
views. Exactly. Awesome. So let's see what's going on.
What are we doing here, Phil?
What we're doing here, we are here because good time to show this. 3. So that's why we're here. We're in lockdown. Not yet. Nearly. We're socially isolating, Mr. Plume. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep ourselves off the streets, off the beaches, and out of trouble mostly. So, what do you think we're here? What are we here for?
Is that a question to me?
That's a question to you.
Well, basically, we have chats, don't we, from time to time? We have quite long chats, and usually most of it is
absolute twaddle.
Yeah, bollocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, people think we're quite funny, don't they? I don't know why. I think they think we're quite funny together. Got a bit of a bromance going on or something. And we
I'm
just
sure that's what Mrs. Plume's saying.
You what?
I'm sure that's what Mrs. Plume's saying.
Yeah, she's hopefully she's listening live. Have we got anyone live yet?
We've got 14 people already on one like. And then Tez has lobbed in his comment to say, "Come on, then say something funny." Well,
go on then.
The funniest thing I've seen this week is Tez's Tupperware collection. Have you not seen it?
No.
I think Tez he's gone a little bit stir crazy already. Tez has.
Oh, not surprised. He's been locked in, hasn't he, for what? What have you been locked in for, Tez? A week?
He's he's been posting his cocktail mixes and he's been posting his Tupperware and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, a little bit stir.
So we thought, Phil, didn't we? We thought that we'd let people have a little insight into one of our conversations, basically.
Yeah.
And we don't really know how it's going to go. We're just going to have a chat, and we've got a guest coming in later. We've got Paddy coming in later who's going to have a chat with us. And we want you to post questions and ideas, and we're up for anything, really, as long as it's, like, semi-clean. Aren't we? So we just want to really just try and get everyone together, lighten the tone a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of Corona talk in there, obviously, because you can't avoid it. And a little bit about what Phil's up to, what I'm up to, and take it from there, really, aren't we?
Pretty much. So we've got about 20 people in here already.
Excellent.
That's not bad, is it?
No,
Sean,
cool. By the way, we're having a family sweepstake with my lot to see how many viewers we can get, peak viewers. Can't tell you the figures, obviously, because I don't want to sway the results. But the idea of the sweepstake is everyone puts in a bit of money, and then whoever wins at the end. Well, I've just put in a $5. So if I win, I keep it $5. If that lot win, then they win a $5.
So, for a $5.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that works out, but yeah. So there you go. There's money on this. There's money on this, people. Money.
So we've got Tez. Here. We've got Sean Smithson in. We've got Janine Lockyer, Scott Warren, Scotty, and then Tez just telling us that we're up for anything. Yeah.
Well,
we've heard that.
We are. We've got limits, but we thought about. We were chatting about what we were going to do, where we were going to take this. Obviously, we don't want it to just be this one. We want to take it further. So we were talking about like a challenge Phil type thing. Obviously, if we're all on lockdown, the challenges will have to be something we do in the house. But yeah, who knows where it'll go? Hopefully, someone's going to suggest parachuting. I'd like to do that. What about you, Phil?
Parachuting?
Yeah, skydiving.
Yeah, I'm up for that. That'd be funny.
What are you drinking?
What am I drinking? Have to be, doesn't it, really?
Not really. So I'm cultured, and you're just rubbing people's faces in it.
I'm uncultured. I'm not gonna ever deny that.
So who's been shopping? You've been shopping today?
I've not been shopping. I've been at home all day. I've been putting up shelves and cooking and putting up blinds. Basically, I think that's what most people are doing.
Yeah.
Other than the people that are being stupid and going out.
Yeah.
Most people are doing DIY stuff, aren't they? Evening, Ben, Mr. Julian.
See, I'm a bit behind you, I think. Oh, Sid's watching. Sid's on Corona isolation. Sid's on 14-day lockdown.
Mr. Lockdown.
Kids had symptoms last week, so he's only got a week left. So, we call him the Corona Kid at work.
The Corona Kid. Just so everybody knows, Phil and I both work in the food industry, so we're both still flat out. We're both still at work. Well, Phil's as flat out as he gets. I'm perhaps a little bit busier. So we're having to deal with. It's not usual that I'm busier. That's not normal at all. But at the minute, it's a case of we're a little bit busier because we're trying to keep everybody in the factory safe. Everybody keeping at work. Yeah, thanks, bruv. My little brother's watching, mate. Says we're boring.
Says we're boring. Well, we probably are, to be fair.
Yeah, we probably are.
Yeah. Scott Warren's watched the patio up. Put his comment up, Phil. Put his comment. Put Scott's comment up.
Put his comment up. There we go. Well done, Scott.
Yeah, watch the patio. There you go. Well done, Scott.
Make the most of that time.
Oh, Sid says he prefers Corona Sid. No, there is an important point there, though, isn't there, Phil? Because there's all this panic buying going on. And as a company, a fresh produce company, we're producing product for people to eat, and we are busier than we are normally this time of year. And I'm assuming Phil's the same as well. And the product's coming in, we're packing it, we're getting it out there. So there's plenty of food around. So all this, there's no need for all this panic buying. It's all coming down the line. I think the problem is just getting the shelves stocked quick enough, really.
That's it, and keeping people pleasant in the supermarket. Like rude people to the people working in the supermarkets who are only trying their best. That's half the battle. Like, just don't be dicks. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, I know. That's key in it. And as well,
sorry,
I mean,
Adam Hills, I'm stealing your line.
Hey?
Said sorry, Adam Hills, I'm stealing your line, but it's just the right thing.
And you know, I went into Stacey's watching, Charlie's watching. I nipped in Sainsbury's yesterday for just some bits and bobs, and the shelves were just stripped bare, empty, absolutely empty. And Jo, my wife, she went shopping today. She just went in the local town in Midhurst. She went to the butchers. She went to the greengrocers. We've just had a top-notch Sunday lunch. Brisket.
Hang on. Stop the press. Stop the press.
What?
Scotty Warren couldn't get custard.
Oh!
Stop it. End of the world. Scotty Warren couldn't get custard.
Scott, are you all right for tea, mate? Are you all right for tea? Tell us. Let us know you're all right for tea. Do we do deliveries, Tez? Actually, no. Sorry.
No.
There are loads of people that do deliveries. We do a veg box at work, so I've got a veg box coming on Friday. There's plenty of stuff there. Sticky toffee pudding. What's he on about?
I reckon Scott Warren's got the best lockdown ever.
What? He's got sticky toffee pudding.
Sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah, but he's got no custard. That's a bit crap.
But
he's what?
Katie's just stuck her head in. She said she's got the last vanilla essence on the shelf today.
Oh,
I don't know what
really?
you bought it for. What you bought that for? Oh, for the baking. Oh, the baking.
Hey, guess what?
What?
So today, I was going to go to the beach today, actually, I really wanted to go to the beach. I wanted to do a bit of wing foiling, but people were being dicks yesterday, weren't they? And it didn't feel right to be a dick with those people. And it's like, so I can't go windfoiling, but who cares for a few, it might be a few weeks, who knows. But, so we didn't go out. No one went out today in our family. Well, my wife went to work because she worked for John Lewis. So they're obviously closing on Monday. So there's a bit of, she's got to be there and close the store. And then, she might have to go work in Waitrose. We don't really know what's happening there. But apart from her, no one went out. And obviously it's Mother's Day. So my kids are slack, like worse than me. So they didn't get their asses in gear. So they made their own cards today. So
right, it's a crafting Mother's Day.
Yeah, crafty Mother's Day. You don't need to go out. Why do you need to go out and buy a card? Look? So that's Jack's. Happy Mother's Day. That's Alfie's. Look, we've moved now. We've gone past mummy to mum. We've got to that age now.
To mum.
Yeah.
Grown up.
And then that's Sophie's, look. Oh, how cool is that?
All right, haven't they?
She's 18. She could have bought a card, but she made one instead. And then Alfie's discovered a bit of a love for cooking and baking. So he baked a cake. I gave him a little bit of a hand, but he pretty much did it himself over there somewhere. We've eaten half of it already. But he baked a cake. You what?
Only eaten half?
Well, that's enough, isn't it? That was me. I ate half. They had the other half.
All right.
So we've had, John's not really been here. She's been at work, but she came home and she got a cake and some homemade cards. So what do you need to go out for, really? I've spent the day in the garden, in the sunshine, and I've not been a dick.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you should be doing. Katie's been out, but Katie's been to see her horse. So she's been out and she's bought a bit of shopping, but not a lot.
Yeah.
I've been at home. Jack and I did a roast pork, a slow roast pork that nearly ended in tears, but that's another story.
Are you going to tell us now then, or what?
Yeah, right.
Can you?
I followed a recipe, followed an online recipe because I didn't know. So
go on, carry on.
I wonder if we can get a ticker just to go across your screen.
What Ion one? Fanatic or Ion, whichever. I'm not fussed.
I'll get a yellow belly one that goes vertically over your screen.
Hey, have you seen my picture? Have you seen my picture? Hang on.
Oh no, don't do this. This is where the live screen buckles.
There you go, look. How's that?
Thomas Jankowski. Is that right?
Oh, I don't know, Thomas. I can't remember. I can never remember his surname. But yeah, I have that there. In the dining room, overlooking the table where I am now, so that all the family knows I'm always watching them.
You're not, though, are you?
No. Hey, you know, everyone says I'm stingy.
It's not everyone says. Everybody knows you're stingy.
Well, it has been said that I'm stingy. So I don't know who's watching this. Actually, I don't know if my mum's watching this. But I've got a funny, yeah, all right. I've got a story to explain why I might be a bit careful with my money.
Go on then. Explain it. I've known you for long enough.
A couple of weeks ago, we went home. So we went to see my mum and dad. It's a good job we did, actually, because they're isolated now, so we can't go and see them. But I was making breakfast for Jack. And my mum and dad's got a toast, and I put the toast in for Jack. And I said to my dad, do you want some toast? And he went, no, I don't want any toast. I said, are you sure? Because I'm putting some in. He went, no, I don't want any toast. So I put one in for Jack, pressed it down. My dad said, what are you doing? What are you doing? I said, put toast in for Jack. He went, but it's a two-sort toaster. You've only put one in. It's going to waste electricity. So he made me put another bit of toast in. So he used the same amount of electricity to cook 2 pieces of toast.
Hey, you never know. With us being close to lockdown, we might all have to do that soon.
Gets worse than that, though, Phil.
Oh no, what's that?
My mum said, I told my mum, and my mum were laughing, and she says, he's getting worse. He's getting worse. I said, why? What can be worse than that? And she says, she's got a bin at the side of the cooker, and you press the lid on the bin, and it's like, it must have a spring in it, and you release the catch, and the spring and the bin just goes like that. You put your crap in, and then you push it down again. And my mum goes out, and she'll come home, and there's a pile of rubbish on top of the bin, right?
Right.
It's on top of the bin because he doesn't want to wear out the mechanism by opening it. Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? And do you know what's scary? That's me in a few years. I'm heading that way, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely heading that way. What's this? What's Sid saying? Put Sid's comment on there. Plume, if you drop 50p, it would hit you on the back of your head.
Yeah.
Heading that way.
Cool.
Well, did we get big feedback then?
Yeah, we did. I pressed a button and it did something it shouldn't have done.
Oh, you're watching apparently.
I've just logged in.
Hey, look, a few people have got bored of this already and gone though.
Yeah, we're down to about 17. We've had. Oh look, my dad's here. Hey, Dad.
Well, your dad's the acid test, really, isn't he? Because he said this crap.
So my dad said he wasn't going to tune in, because he'd spoken to me yesterday, and that was enough. He didn't need to speak to me again. And then he asked me if I had a script, or if we had a script, and we were going to talk to a script. And I told him no. He said, "Well, how do you know it's going to be good then?" And I said, "Well, because we haven't got a script." And he went, and he said, "I'm not going to watch."
He's there though. He's here though.
He's in. Yeah, he's in. Look, hi, son.
There he is. That's not popped up on my thing yet.
Isn't it?
No. Hey, I did my ankle when I came to yours.
Yeah.
Sprained my ankle. It's still not right. It's weird. It's got every so often it's all right, and then it goes down the side and it like twangs. And I don't know. I went to the doctors when I did it, and they said it were all right. But I think that feels like my foot's not on right when I walk. It feels like a bit lopsided.
It's a bit loose, is it?
It's a bit weird. Don't like it.
Get yourself to a physio, mate. That's the way. Not now, though. You might have trouble getting a physio now.
I'm not going to NHS now. No way.
No.
So, yeah, I need a physio anyway, sort everything out. I'm getting old, mate.
Just creaky
every morning when I get up. Creaky, I know. Oh, Tez, that's called age, Plumey. Yeah, it is. Stick Tez's coming up now. Chop it off. Hey, Scott, I did actually think not about my foot, but your little toe gets in the way all the time of everything. And when I was windsurfing, well, I still windsurf, but when I'm windsurfing, my little toe on my right foot gets in the way, and I'm always getting it stuck in my foot strap and hurting it and twisting it, and it's bloody horrible. And I did actually think about it. Just be easy, wouldn't it, to just.
But like little toes are like crucial, aren't they?
What for?
Well, they help you balance, don't they?
No, that's your big toe.
Yeah, but all of them do.
No, it's your big toe helps you balance. Your little toe doesn't do anything. Your little toe is just a useless little thing with a pissy little nail on the end that don't do anything. Yeah.
Hey, sub junkie in there.
Tape it to the next one. That's a cracking idea, Scott. Put Scott's comment up there. That's a brilliant idea for my little toe. Yeah, if anyone's having problems with your little toe, didn't think of that, Scott. That's why you're a coach and I'm not. Can you? Oh, Sean's on. Stick Sean's comment up. Do him a favour. He did buy me board off me. There you go. Look. Can you advertise my board? He's got a starboard. Put a comment up. What is it, Sean? It's a starboard Explorer board, I think. How could you? Chuck to me. To me.
No, there's only one left, mate. There's no answer.
Me. Oh yeah. That's hard. That's really hard.
Sorry. That's really harsh.
What's that? You've got combined likes on Facebook of 1,222 and can only manage 20 viewers.
Shall I block him?
Yeah, block him now. No, people have liked it as well. People think it's funny.
What he doesn't realise is by him commenting on my live stream, he's actually adding to the reach so more people can see my live stream.
Yeah, and more fooling because we've got 21, not 20. according to my. Oh, we've got a question.
Uh-oh. Sarah from Sup Junkie.
Yeah.
What's your favourite biscuit?
Go on, you go first.
I like a rich tea.
God, you're boring, aren't you?
Yeah, fairly standard.
It's got to be dark chocolate McVitie's
Digest. It's a proper northern biscuit, that, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's got to be that dipped in tea.
Yeah.
You don't want to dip it in too long, do you?
And you've got to play race the droop, haven't you? So you've got to try and get it to your mouth before it drops off and plops back in your tea. Yeah.
You see, what I figured out is I don't have sugar in my tea anymore because I'm getting to an age where dunk or not to dunk, definitely dunk.
Definitely dunk.
You're getting to an age now where I'm trying to cut down on sugar. So instead of having sugar in my tea, I dip a dark chocolate digestive biscuit in there, and then it sweetens it up a little bit. I reckon that does the trick. Are you going to put Sean's comment on there?
Hey, I'll pop it up. There we go, Sean.
There you go. So basically, he's selling that piece of crap, and he's bought a Fanatic. So good on him. A Jammy Dodger fan. Yeah, I know what you mean, Tez. People say that about him all the time. Nice.
Join our live feed. Talk about biscuits and burping.
So what do you think of this lot? What do you think of us so far, then, you lot? Is it lighting up? Oh, can we sell Tez?
Mind your language. Mum's in the house.
Paddy's just made a comment on there, but I'm not sure what he's referring to.
I think he's talking about my Jammy Dodger fan status.
Yeah, I think he is, and it is a euphemism. So what we're going to do now, Phil? We didn't really have a plan for this, did we?
We didn't really have a plan, no. I'll tell you what. Next time we do one, we've got a few guests that have been asking that want to come on.
What, already?
Yeah.
People want to come on already?
Yeah, people want to come on already. So the monster of Sup has asked if he can come on.
Oh, we're not having him on, are we? Hey, he's quite good because he can tell us all about lockdown. Can't he?
So he's the man,
wasn't he? So he could tell us about what lockdown's like.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he's done it.
Yeah. Let's have him on.
I reckon we could probably entice Sarah to come on and chat to us as well at some point if we do another one.
Yeah, definitely.
I reckon she'd be up for it.
Tez?
Maybe Tez, yeah.
You know,
all these people that are in here now chatting to us, we just bring one. Why not?
He can be a bit boring though sometimes, can't he?
Tez.
Only joking.
We'll have to find the Brummy filter for the microphones.
Yeah, the Brummy filter. What about get some people on who are running sub clubs and see how they're faring in the lockdown period and all that stuff.
Yeah, I reckon we can get a few people on.
Yeah, we'll just have to put the word out.
Sarah's up for it.
Sarah's up for it. Excellent.
Sarah's up for it. Yeah.
We got a question from from Sid. What's Sid put?
Well,
that's good. That is a good question. But my wife's watching this, so that would give away our board, wouldn't it? Today, how many boards, bits of rigs, and paddles have you trashed, and how? Boards, pretty much everyone I've ever owned, I've trashed in some way. Bits of rigs. Oh, I've gone through about 5 sales. I went through one in January, I think. Paddles. I'm just such a machine that I've gone through a few paddles. How have I trashed? What have you trashed, Phil?
What have I trashed?
You still got the board you trashed.
So I've got 2 boards in the garage that are trashed. One's not my fault. Well, actually, no, both of them aren't my fault, really. One got hit with a tile from the roof of the house during a storm, and the other one was a prototype that we were building at Loco, and it kind of ended up not really working. There was something wrong inside, and it's kind of cooked the foam. But I have got a little brother who likes to take my inflatables surfing, and he ruins more gear than anybody.
Does he? Is that Ben? Is that one that's given us jet for only having 20 posts, 20 followers?
There you go, look, he's even owned up to it, look.
He lends them to me. Why do you lend them to him?
And my mum called him out.
Yeah. Hey, put Tez's comment up there, look. Phil's got control, you might have guessed. I'm just like a passenger on there. So the first time I met Tez was, how many years ago, Tez? God, 10 years ago, maybe more. And I was just learning to windsurf, really, and a place called SO Beach at Hayling, otherwise known as Pooh Bay. I thought it was really like romantic place, SO Beach. It sounds good, doesn't it? SO Beach. Do you know why it's called SO Beach?
It's because it's by the SO garage, is that right?
It's behind the SO garage, and it's full of shit, mainly dog shit, and I don't know what's in the water. But I had a blue Techno then, 125. Trash that one as well. So I'll tell you what's the cheapest bit of Watersports kit you've ever bought? It doesn't need to be expensive, does it, Phil?
No, it definitely doesn't. No, it definitely doesn't. So I bought, when I was just starting out on a paddleboard, you'll remember it.
Yeah.
I bought a windsurfing board from eBay. My dad went and collected it for me. And I stuck a Sainsbury's yoga mat to the deck, a pink Sainsbury's yoga mat to the deck. That board cost me £6.
Yeah. It was crap though, wasn't it?
It was awful, yeah. It was absolutely shit.
It got you. Is that the board where you paddled up to Itchenor? You paddled out to Itchenor, didn't you? From Itchenor to Dalkey?
No, that was one of those manuals.
Oh, that was that awful bloody manual. 28 inches wide, wasn't it? Hey, I'll tell you what, though. What?
25. It was 25 wide. I had 2 of them, didn't I? I had the orange one and the red one.
But that'd be a cracking longboard now.
Yeah, it would. I'm gutted now because that'd been ace.
Yeah. Maybe they were just ahead of the time, manual.
maybe they were just shit.
I
never forget the first time I took my dad out.
Yeah.
And we went on a local drain around here.
Yeah.
And I said to my dad, you're going to want to get on your knees because you're going to, it's going to be wobbly or whatever. And he went, no, I'll be all right. And he stepped straight off the riverbank, straight onto the manual and paddled off. 25 inches wide. He's never done it before in his life. And he just steps on it and just paddles off.
I'll tell you about my cheapest spare kit. Have you seen that question from Sub Junkie? That's a good question, but
I'll pop it up in a minute.
Yeah. So my cheapest bit of kit, I bought an Osterman wind glider, which was the first Olympic windsurfing board in 1985, and I bought the whole lot. I bought board, rig, UJ, everything, sail. An old, it wasn't quite a teak boom, but it was a aluminium tie-on boom. 99p for the whole lot. I paid for that. It wasn't easy to sail. It was hard to sail, but I sailed it. I actually won a race with it because I was the only one in the race on that age of kit. But you don't have to spend a lot of money, do you? I mean, my first supboard was that Osterman wind glider, and I just took it on the local river. The first sup paddle I had was, those kids' dinghy paddles with the white plastic blades and the wooden handles. So I had one of them, and I took No, I had an old windsurfing mast, and I just jammed the wooden handle in the end of the mast to make it longer, and that's how I started. You know, back in the early days, because I was stingy get and I didn't want to buy anything. Yeah,
and when there was no second-hand market.
Yeah, no, none at all, was there? Right, Sticks Up Junkies post question. That's a good one, that. I don't know the answer. Right, so you need to go first. What's your favourite race in the UK?
It's a tough one.
It is, isn't it? Pressure's on, mate.
Yeah, I like Battle of the Thames, but it can be a slog.
It can definitely be a
slog.
Yeah.
I used to like the Norfolk race as well. That's now an Ulster.
That's a real slog, that.
Yeah, but all my races that I enjoyed are all off the charts now. Like,
Scott loves the old Norfolk. That was his race, wasn't it? Scott's race.
He used to smash it every year, didn't he?
Yeah, he used to love that race.
Yeah, I quite liked Windermere. Windermere was fun, but long way to go from it. Well, not less so from here than it was from down south.
See, for me, I think it's got to be the Great Glen.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, but it's just it just appeals to my adventurous nature. You know, downwinding down either Loch Ness or Loch Lochy in the dark is just brilliant. It's just awesome, and it's really wild. It's a bit of a trek to get up there, but at the moment, I've not done it actually last year, and I've not registered to do it this year because obviously, as everyone knows, I've been doing other things. Yeah, I love that race. I absolutely love that race. And then I think old school races, you know, the more traditional, the GB Suck type races. Cardiff's a good race. I don't know if you've ever done it.
You get a bit of everything at Cardiff, don't you? You get that kind of the cross the bay section that can be a bit tricky, and then you get some of the flat water stuff.
Yeah, I quite like Cardiff, and you've got the whole Whitewater Festival going on there. You've got the kids. You know, last time we went there, we had the kids on the flow rider thing.
Oh yeah.
As well. So basically, I stuck the kids on the flow rider last time I did it. Went and did the race. When I got back, they'd only just got off it, so it was absolutely perfect. So
I just want to put this up. All right. So post from Sarah, the Norfolk race, getting the bus to the start. I will never forget getting the bus to the start of that Norfolk race, and I was at the back of the bus, and I was with Aaron, Pete Kaczynski, and Juicy Jew.
Oh, what a combination! You won't get that anywhere else in the world, would you?
So I swear I've never seen Aaron go so quiet as when Jew was talking to him. Jew was just being herself, talking about her piss bag and just like full on kind of, if she's out there and she's listening, get well, Jew, because I know you've not been great and we all love you. But yeah, she was hilarious, and Aaron and Pete just didn't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah, I mean, little lads really at the time then, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Well, Pete's never been a little lad. Let's be honest, but yeah. What are we going to do? Are we going to bring Paddy in?
Yeah, let's bring Paddy in.
Let's bring Paddy in.
Are you ready, Paddy? Yeah, the man's there. Here we go. Ta-da!
Hey,
all right, chaps.
So, I'm just going to give Paddy a bit of an introduction.
Go on.
Paddy's our artist in residence in the SUP scene. He's produced some amazing pieces of work, including one of Mr. Plume, which I'm sure he's about to fish out.
Of course he is.
You've probably already seen it before, but
I was going to say 1 million people have seen this. This is a beautiful picture. So that's one of Paddy's pieces of work. Paddy's also doing some cool stuff at the minute. in these times where we're confined to barracks. Paddy's got some other stuff going on. So, Paddy, do you want to give us a bit of a rundown about what you're doing, and then we'll go in and do the challenge in a minute?
Yeah, well, it's Plume's fault, really. I mean, I did a painting the other week. I always stick my stuff on kind of social, and you guys probably see most of that stuff anyway. But
yeah.
I can't remember which painting it was I put up, Phil, that you saw it and said, "Can you teach me to paint?"
It was the one with the boat in the harbour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So put this picture up. Phil's come back and said, "Look, can you teach me to do it?" And we kind of thought, well, let's try and do some kind of online tutoring kind of thing. No, I've never done any art teaching. I've got a degree in this nonsense, but never kind of taught any of it. And so I kind of started giving Phil a few lessons, and then with all this kind of craziness and kind of people talking about doing different things online and just kind of doing stuff to occupy people, I just Saturday morning lying in bed thought, chuck out a couple of kind of art challenges for people, just some kind of drawing stuff, get people thinking about, rather than just how can I put it? How many times do you pick up a pen, don't you? You pick up a pad, don't you? And you, but right, what am I going to do? And you never know what to draw. So just some pointers to get people looking in the right direction, get them talking, get them kind of thinking and looking properly, and just see what comes back out of it. Really, no one's posted anything yet that they've done, but I set 3 challenges. So challenge number 1 was draw something a long way away. So like right in the distance, just get somewhere safe, looking out your window. And, actually looking at, if you've got a shit view, sometimes that's really good because you kind of have to look a little bit more. So draw something as far away as you can see it with a bit of background and kind of but a really quick, loose sketch. Take kind of no more than a few minutes to do it. That's kind of the first one. And that kind of ties in with what we're going to talk about in a minute. Second one was set up a quick still life and just think about kind of shapes rather than colours. So by still life, I'm talking like something round and a cup, an orange and a cup, or an apple and a cup, something like that. Put it on a piece of paper or on a white tablecloth and just start drawing that, but really think about which bits are light and which bits are dark. Don't worry about lines. Think about kind of tones and kind of areas of tone. Just get people kind of looking differently at things. And then the last one is kind of proper zoom in. So do the magnifying glass bit. So I think the example I did was the screws off the door hinge. So kind of magnify them up. So instead of them being kind of that big, you're kind of talking that big. Really get into the detail and kind of focus in. So the first one is like a really quick one. The second one, a little bit longer, but still fairly loose. And then the third one is just kind of lose yourself for a few hours getting right into the detail of it. And we're just going to see what kind of comes back. A load of people have liked it. It got a load of shares and it's kind of got out there. So, something might happen. Who knows? I'll set another one next weekend anyway.
So you're just waiting for stuff to come back?
Yeah, well, no one's come back with anything yet. So I'm either everyone's just gone, that's a load of old nonsense and not done it, or I don't know. I didn't actually put on there, post your stuff up. So, maybe people will. But it'd be cool if they did. It'd be equally cool if people just did the stuff and it just kept people occupied for a couple of hours on the weekend. People are spending enough time indoors, aren't they? Just have something to do.
I think that's what it's about, isn't it, Paddy? It's just, for me, I've always thought that, I can see stuff and I can draw stuff, and it might not be exactly as it looks in real life, but I've always, when I was going back to school, I was all right at art. I was never amazing at it, and it's something that people tend to grow out of, I'd say, and you don't have time for it, and it's a bit like reading a book, isn't it? You just get so busy that you run out of time, and who nowadays has time to just sit down and sketch something? So yeah, I really liked what you put on there, and I think
you say who has time to sit and sketch something, but how much time does everyone sit like that, looking at that?
Exactly. Yeah.
You can make time to do this stuff, and it's it's a learned skill. People, the amount of people say to me, "Oh, I wish I could draw." And drawing is a mechanical learnt skill. You learn to draw by drawing. That's the only way to learn to draw. The hardest bit is looking and seeing. That's the hardest bit. Drawing is actually just something you kind of, the more you do, the easier it gets. And you don't even have to, you can produce really good stuff without actually having to draw. And there's some stuff I'll kind of be touching on in kind of, certainly the stuff with you, Phil. I don't want to give away too many trade secrets to everyone, you know what I mean? But, there's some stuff I do that you'd be, if I told you how I do some of the shit that you see on my paintings, you'd just be like, what? You are an absolute charlatan, honestly.
Hey, it's good stuff, though. Really good stuff. I mean, you put a picture on of somebody on a wave down at Bracky, and it's got the light from behind, and the picture. That's it. Yay.
That was almost like we scripted it, and we totally didn't.
Honestly, we didn't do it. Well, I mean, that to me is brilliant. But when you get really close up to it, you can see how it works and how it's been done, and it's not actually transparent. It's white, isn't it? And
yeah.
But that just fascinates me, how you can get that effect from just paint on, what's that, on sailcloth?
That's on, an old recycled sail. Most of the stuff I do is on recycled sails. So, because it's kind of already got its own story before you start painting on it, isn't it? You think, even the little kind of dinghy tub thing, it's got all those kind of adventures and all those things that have happened on board of it.
Yeah.
That before you even start painting on it, it's already got all those stories kind of locked in. So it's and it's kind of eco.
Do you know what I love about this one, Paddy?
What's that?
Do you know what I love about this one?
Yeah, go on.
So
it was free. That's what you love about it.
It was free, exactly. Right. Do you know what? I don't know you that well, Paddy, but you know me so well already. The picture's really good, but it's done on an old navigation chart. And what I look at more than the picture are the little notes on military wreck. There's military wrecks all over the place, and then there's, I don't know, Bell, it says there, and it's been used, and it's got all those little annotations on. And to be honest, I look at those little annotations more than I look at the painting, because
I think I got that map from Sunsail. I got into a conversation with a guy at Sunsail at Port Solent, and I ended up with about a dozen full Solent portfolios. So I had a wad of things like that of charts. So they're all kind of ones that have actually been used. It's but again, they've got a story, haven't they? Each of those adventures that they've been on.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Kind of cool.
And it is, and it's as much part of the painting as the painting itself that's on it. I agree. It's got a bit of history, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that kind of having that narrative, isn't it?
So Tez has put a comment on there, Phil. Have you seen that about the Suck Mag cover? Seen that one?
Yeah.
Did you know about that, Paddy?
Yeah, but I couldn't really say anything about it until we knew it was definitely happening. But yeah, it looks depends on as long as it works with the artwork. I think is the thing with I think Pete. If I can ever get hold of Pete Tez, because he's like the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as
he's at home.
Well, yeah. So yeah, if we can get if it kind of works on the design stuff, then hopefully a front cover of Sutmag with some of the stuff. I had a bunch of stuff in there last year that says put in I think it's about a 5-page thing on the pieces.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And that was kind of cool. I like that. Let's get some stuff out there.
So time's ticking on. It's flying by. So you've got a bit of challenge.
45 minutes, guys. Like 45 minutes is pretty good.
That's gone really quick, isn't it?
So I'm going to do a screen share here. I'm totally changing what we looked at earlier, so just bear with me, chat. It's okay.
It's not like we've got a plan.
Well, this is it.
In it.
So can you see that?
No.
Should have just a white screen up there.
No, I can see you.
Oh no, because I haven't pressed the button. That's why.
Press the button.
Try that.
Phil, I ran out of wine half an hour ago.
Oh, hang on. Paddy's lobbed another screen in. Let's see if we can add it in. Ready? Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
Look at that. This is brilliant.
So if anyone of you got a piece of paper and a pen, and you two, I'm hoping that you both got a piece of paper and a pen there.
I'm ready.
This is like a 1-minute drawing exercise just to show you that, you know what, it's really quite easy just to pick up a pen and do stuff. I mean, this isn't even a pen. I'm doing this on a Microsoft Surface thing, so those electronic pens. So let's just kind of see. So it's going to little quick seascape, kind of thinking Hayling Island Harbour, those kind of way the land kind of sits around on there. So we start off with just we'll just draw a little line along here, and we'll just kind of scribble in. And this is a bit of a headland coming in here. And I'm not going to do any kind of Rolf Harris noises or anything like that, because that would just be too weird. So,
are you doing this, Paddy?
I'm hoping that you will be, yeah.
What,
so just scribbling in something like that.
Or do you want to demonstrate and we'll do it after?
I'm doing it at the same time.
You
do it at the same time. I think you can do it. You can be doing it while I'm demoing this. And we'll pull another one in from this side as well. So, but this one we'll kind of bring it round a little bit. So we'll just bring it. Oh, what's happened there?
What are you doing?
That's right. It's still gone a bit weird here. That's it. We got back to there. So, and this side we'll put a couple of buildings in there. It's a little bit wobbly, so a couple of buildings on there. And then we just bring that down. So we just got the headland coming down. Maybe we'll have a tree up there, a couple more trees there. And then we just got a horizon. And boom, just try and get the horizon straight this time. You're not on a river. And we'll put the sun up there. And we'll just a little bit of sun coming out of there, and just a couple of little clouds, and just you can keep this all really loose. And then we'll just have a few lines coming in here. So just give a bit of kind of direction on there and a little bit of shading, and then we'll just shade a little bit on the sky, just because you're a little bit lighter on the horizon there, and a couple of little boats just sat on the corner on the horizon there, and maybe something
I hope you're all
there. So we've got something a little bit closer in here, and we'll just have a little bit of reflection coming down off that. And that in, what was that, about a minute or so? And you've got just like a quick seascape sketch. And that's done using a Surface Pro thing. So just one of the electronic pens. So how did you chaps get on with that?
All right, I think. Hang on. Right, go on. Are you done, Phil?
Yeah, I've done. Yeah.
Go on then, let's have a look.
Don't know how much you're going to see. Yeah, well, it's going to come out.
Not bad for a 5-year-old.
There you go. Told you got toddler's drawing skills.
But it's just, do you know what? And that's the first thing. Next time you do one, it comes out a little bit better. Next time you do it, it comes out a little bit better all the time. But no, that's the thing is, you've got good elements there. You've got distance leading through it. So you've got kind of foreground and the background on there. You're already thinking about the way different elements link in together on there. So without even kind of really consciously doing it, you're already starting to kind of draw and to think about how to draw.
I swear I'm awful at drawing, and that's the best I've ever done.
You'll see mine.
Yeah, go on then.
Go on then, Mr. Drawing Lessons. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you only got a horizons level on everything this time.
I know. We had a little practice earlier, and I had to do my picture like that to get the horizon straight. But it's really interesting though, isn't it? Because just that little what was that? 1 minute?
Yeah, it must have been. If that, yeah. And
you get it's no Picasso, but it's a good outline, isn't it? It's a good little sketch, and there's an outline that you can build on, I suppose, as well.
And the idea is that you start doing little sketches. So you start off just doing stuff that's in your head, and then you start actually going and having a look at things. And once you start doing sketches like that, next time you are down the beach, if you're walking the dog or just you've managed to find somewhere quiet that you can escape everyone, then you kind of start looking actually. So how do the boats look on the horizon there? When you see those little sails, how far away are they? When you see the ferry going across, the Isle of Wight ferry going across, what's that looking like? And you start looking rather than just it being there. And that's the key thing, is just getting used to actually looking at stuff, really proper looking. And that's why those exercises that I put out on Facebook yesterday, wasn't it? That's why that's kind of the idea of that, is to get people properly looking. It's what I was talking to you about, Boom, is just the hardest thing is looking. There's loads of cheats you can do. I use kind of stencil stuff. I use computers as light boxes and trace things off there when I need to. But if you go back over the years, like Vermeer and the Dutch masters, they used to use pinhole cameras. They used to use camera obscura for their portraits. So they were effectively doing a projection of who they were painting onto the canvas.
Yeah.
People have always cheated.
Yeah. I'm glad you put that comment up, Phil, because I like that comment. not in the way you're thinking, no. Come on.
Yeah, Tez has just won the evening, I think, with that. Actually, that is up there with Tup Mag.
No, I do as well. I mean, I always laugh at my wife because I see when I'm out and about, I see my wife sees trees and I see the colours and the texture and and all that stuff, and I'll point that out to my wife and I'll say, "Doesn't that autumn? Look at those colours, isn't it?" And she'll go, "It's a tree." Like, but
it's just once you start looking, you kind of then you do more and more. You just kind of you start to pick the stuff up,
Yeah.
So guys, if anybody out there has actually joined in and has actually had a bit of a drawing, I did warn a couple of people to have a paper and pen handy. So Sid's
got a square cloud.
Sid's got a square cloud, as I put up on the screen. I'm going to put a post up on my page, somewhere on Yellow Belly, for pictures of your drawings, so we can all go in and have a look and see how you've done. So I'm just going to sit and do it and put it up, and then you can just take a photo, post it up, and we can all see how you've got on with your drawing. Have a go, guys, because it's hilarious, and I can't draw. I've never been one for drawing, but that's like the most in-depth picture I've drawn for years, like years and years.
Yeah. So while that's all happening there, while you're putting that stuff up there, Phil, so you two, I mean, you're talking about racing and all of that. I mean, I've never raced a SUP. I'm never likely to race a SUP. I'm all about catching a wave on the thing. Favorite SUP wave? Go on. What's your favorite one? Or your best SUP session? Your best SUP surf session?
Best SUP surf. I think my best SUP surf session was quite a long one, but actually quite short on the wave. And I was in Famara in Lanzarote, and I had a chat with a guy called Christian Diaz out there, and he advised me to go to the harbour. And me and Jay were there actually, and we went and looked at the beach, and it looked massive. So I thought, well, I'm going for that. I'm going big. Go big or go home. And it took me half an hour to get out the back. And then when I got out there, I turned around and I couldn't see the beach because of the waves marching past. I thought, I have bitten off more than I can chew here. And I had a 7 something all wave, Fanatic all wave. And I turned around, I got this wave, I surfed it all the way into the beach because I didn't get off it, and then turned around, there was nothing coming. No, there was no set coming through. So I just turned around and paddled like mad and got out the back again. And then, and that was a good wave. And then the next wave, and they were massive. They were the biggest waves I've ever, way overhead, probably double overhead. And I got the next one back in and fell off the back of the board and skipped down the wave. And honestly, I thought it was curtains that session. I really did. But just being out there and experiencing that power, I was out of my depth, completely out of my depth.
Yeah.
But just experiencing that power of the ocean and the big waves, that was probably sticks out in my mind as my best surf. It wasn't really a session; it was more a hammering. But
one of my most memorable ones was. They called it, ironically, it was a Wednesday, so it was the big Wednesday at kind of Wits and Bracklesham. And it's back, must have been 8 or 9 years ago now, 8 years ago, I guess. And Chimet was showing 2.4 meters at 25 seconds on an offshore. And it was like low tide, and there were people just getting nailed in the shore dump, like just washed into the stones, not getting past the shore dump. Yeah. And I didn't even catch a wave. I paddled out. I was on a 12-foot Mr. Easy, starboard Mr. Easy. So obviously I had the perfect tools for the job. So I paddled out and I got got past the shore dump, and I was just like gunning, like trying to get out to the horizon. And when the first set came through, the whole of my 12-foot sup was on the wave when it broke, and I got my ass handed to me, like proper served.
Yeah.
So, and all the time thinking, oh my God, my leash, hope my leash holds, because it was breaking so far out. You can imagine bracts that big, it's so far out.
Yeah.
And I was like, my leash is still there, pulled my paddle up, and I had a piece of carbon in my hand about that big. It snapped both ends off my paddle. And I was like, oh man, I was proper up the creek without one, you know?
Yeah.
Took the next couple on the head and then just Supermaned into the beach. And do you know what? I was buzzing from that for days. It was brilliant. Didn't catch a wave, but it's still one of my most memorable sessions.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? You know, I had the same experience in Lanzarote, and I got absolutely pounded, but just being out there was worth it. Just getting out there was worth it, and riding one wave was worth it.
That much adrenaline is a buzz anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. What about you, Phil?
So there's two that really stick in my mind. Probably my favourite, most memorable session was one a couple of Novembers ago, not last November, the November before. It was my birthday weekend, and I'd been living up here. I'd finished a night shift on a Friday night, jumped in the van at 4 a.m, drove all the way to Bracklesham, which is, for me, that's 4 hours. I got out the van and I was with Darren Thane, who's in here, Lee Bradshaw, and a couple of others. And I got out the van, and it was at that point where I was like, come on a forecast, and the forecast isn't quite what I thought. I'd been skunked. I thought I'd lost out on everything. I thought I'd travelled all that far. And then Daz and me and Lee and a couple of others went for breakfast. We sat in Billy's, had breakfast, and it got better and better and better. And we got in, and it wasn't the best session, wasn't the most epic, but it was just the fact that I'd worked all night, travelled all morning, got on. And if Darren's listening, he took a load of photos that day and the next day. It was good.
Yeah. I was there.
And the other one I remember was, yeah, you were, yeah. And the other one I remember was the one wave I caught that day at where were we? Oh, down in Gwithian for Jip's stag do.
Oh yeah. No, we're at the bluff.
At the bluff, where you lot were all windsurfing, and I caught one wave.
Yeah,
I was the only one out stopping. You were all out windsurfing. I caught one wave, and it was just massive.
Yeah, I had the sail on the Pro Wave. I had a Pro Wave then. I had the sail on it, and I was sailing that. Yeah, that was a good day. That was a good weekend. Can you remember because we went out for a night out, and then we tried to go supping the next morning, and it was just a disaster, wasn't it? No one could stand up. No one could balance on the bloody boards. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
That's my world, that is. That's without being on the piss.
It was arriving at night and seeing that curry house full of windsurfing legends. Like,
I'll tell you what, I've got
all of it. Yeah. That curry house was just packed, wasn't it? And it was just like
we've not got long, but I've got another memory as well. And Tez might remember this because he was in here, and because he's in here. And there was one morning, early morning session before work down at Bracky, and it was really misty. If you paddled out, you couldn't see the waves, and then you paddled out, and when you were out there, you couldn't see the beach.
I love those sessions. Love those at Bracks when it's like that.
Yeah, I was just surfing by myself, oblivious to, I don't know if anyone else were there or not. And then I just heard Tez shouting, Phil, Plumey, whatever he was shouting. And we paddled over to each other, had a chat. And then, he caught a wave, I think, and he just went off. And then we didn't see each other again because this missed. But we were out there surfing together. So, yeah, that was good. Right, Phil.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's 59 minutes already, man. That's gone really quick. That's gone mad.
It has.
Guys, in the comments, whoever's watching, stick a comment in. Let us know if you'd be interested in seeing another one. Let us know if you fancy spending another Sunday night listening to our shit. I'm not going to lie, we've just sat here, had a few beers and chatted bollocks, but, draw some pictures.
If you're interested or not, we're doing one.
Yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
So you've basically got a week. So if you wanna challenge me or Phil to anything, get in touch with us on my page, Cave Active, or on Phil's page, Yellowbilly Sup, or on our personal pages. Get in touch, and if it's not, if it's reasonably clean, then we'll have a go, won't we, Phil?
Yeah.
I've got a challenge for both of you.
Oh, bloody hell.
Draw portraits of each other by next week.
Next week? Fine.
Yeah, of each other. Yeah, you got a week.
There we go.
I'll do it now. You ready?
Oh, he's going to draw a knob. There we go. See, I could mind that a mile away.
It's not a very good one, though, is it?
Hang on. Got to address this one. Sorry.
Because you're not looking properly, Phil. That's why.
It's like loose women. Oops, waterman.
It is, isn't it? Actually,
kind of.
I think it's better than loose women, mate.
I think we could probably deal with most people's problems as well. We should have an agony uncle section.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether it's real or imagined, send in your agony uncle bits.
Only trouble is you work nights, mate, don't you?
Yeah.
So we're a bit stuck on when we can do it.
Well, 8 till 9 is usually a good time. Or we can just put it on to next Sunday.
Or just do it at work.
Make it a Sunday night thing.
Why do it at work? Why change the habit of a lifetime?
I don't know what happened there.
Anyway, what we're going to do now, we're going to sign this off. We didn't think about that, did we?
I'm just going to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for being in here. Thank you for engaging, because at least it makes it a bit easier on us when you all engage. Leanne, I'm sorry, you're fucking doomed. You married him.
Guys, thanks for having us on as well. So it's been fun.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been emotional. What can I say?
Emotional? Really?
Yeah. No.
No.
Emotional? No.
It's good to have you on, Paddy. Everyone knows who you are. They've all seen your artwork. And I think what you're doing on Facebook is brilliant. And I think people need to get involved in that. And I think people will, as I think lockdown's coming personally. And even if it doesn't, I think we should all be locking ourselves down anyway. I think it's selfish not to.
But, same as you'll be punting this stuff out, I'll be punting my my art tips out. So if any of you want to see it, just go to Paddy Martin Fine Art on Facebook and you can pick it up there.
Okay, yeah, Paddy, put a link, put a comment in the chat below, and then people can follow it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And I'll pin it when I get a chance.
Right.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Stay safe. Look after yourselves. Don't go out there and do out stupid. Yeah.
See you later.